Hello everybody, it's me, MisAnthro Pony, here to do a follow-up commentary on the Lily Peet roast video that I recently posted, so yeah, let's talk about this video, and before anything else happens, I am happy to announce that I will be attending a convention this Friday. It's going to be Anime Midwest, from July 8th to July 10th, I believe. I hosted a panel last year known as Let's Talk Ponies featuring MisAnthro Pony, and I'm going to be doing that again this year, so if you happen to be in the area and you will be attending Anime Midwest, I would really appreciate it if you took time to look up information and find out where to find my panel and what time it'll start so you can come by and see what kind of fantastic surprises I have in store for you. Maybe I should have done this in a separate video, or maybe I should have made the Anime Midwest announcement first. But I digress. Let's talk about this video. And yeah, out of all the videos that I claimed that I would be doing later on after Season 5, this one was highly anticipated by people who had heard about it, and even in the coming weeks that it was finally coming out, people were really excited to know, all right, MisAnthro Pony's going to do a roast on Lily Peet. I keep remembering all the times that people kept telling me, hey, when are you going to do that Lily Peet video? When are you going to do that Lily Peet video? And I keep telling them that it will be done when the time is right. And to be honest, this video was actually a work in progress for almost a year. The thing is, the first script I did was back when Lily Peet was going by Jerry Peet, so yeah, you can imagine I had to make a lot of changes in order for this to be appropriate today. And I even got to come up with some new lines of dialogue and jokes that I didn't think of at first, so yeah, if anything, I'm glad that this came out as late as it did. And in the final stretch before I decided that it was time to put the visuals together, I had to really look for material that I would be able to use for this video, like the censorship video, the Flurry Heart video, the video that talks about Lily Peet being annoyed with people in her comments section. There was a lot for me to go through in order to find out which ones would be most appropriate for this video. And when the final version came together, I was really happy with the way it came out. All of the fast editing, all of the quirky remarks, and all of the ways that I was pointing out flaws that a lot of people have had problems with concerning Lily Peet's videos. And I completely understand where they're coming from. I can easily understand why several people, if not many, do not like Lily Peet, considering all of the things that I heard about her. And I don't think that was really fair for the video that I was going for. Like, people kept thinking, oh, you're gonna go into a lot of personal stuff considering Lily Peet, like her Tumblr or her relationship with people that she used to be friends with, and no, I didn't want it to be too personal, and I didn't want it to feel like it was being spiteful. Like, if I really wanted this video to be any more bad or any more hurtful than it actually was, then I would have done it. And I didn't want to do that. For example, I did have this part ready for where I would include her Tumblr, but at some point I kind of figured that there was a problem there. And not just because I didn't want to do anything that was too personal, but I saw the flaw in how the Tumblr part would have fit into the rest of the video. For example, YouTube video, YouTube video, YouTube video, YouTube video, Tumblr, YouTube video, YouTube video. You see where I was going there? I included her Tumblr in the original script, when I was mostly using her YouTube material, and I just didn't think that the Tumblr part would have fit in with the rest of the script that I was going for, so I ultimately dropped it. And even with all the changes that I had to make with the script and stuff that I had to leave out and change at the end, it really wasn't that hard putting together. I still got to keep all of the original lines of dialogue and jokes that I was going for, and I only had to change some minor things like leaving out the Tumblr part and editing the end where I would have to mention Starlight Glimmer. And the reason for that is, and I have a feeling a lot of you are not going to like this one, as I was receiving comments for the trailer of the roast that I was making, Lily Peet commented on the video asking if I should talk to her before I actually do this, and I was a little bit worried about the results, but I figured that it would have been wrong to not discuss it with her, so I asked her how we would do this, and I said, like, maybe on Skype, and she said yes. So we got on Skype, and I showed her the script that I went for, and I showed her the changes that I did, and a couple of other things, and she really wasn't that bothered by it. She said that she didn't think it was good, but this kind of stuff never is good to her. But outside from that, she said that it wasn't a problem, and she really wasn't bothered by what I was going to do, as long as I didn't say anything that wasn't true, or as long as I didn't do anything that was too personal. And I really didn't. I didn't want to do anything that was too personal. Like, I didn't want to make Lily Peet out to be a bad person, because everyone else has already done that. There's not liking someone, and then there's spiting them. And I didn't want the video to feel like it was spiting Lily Peet, in the same way that I was spiting people when I first started out. But I've long since passed from that stupid phase, and the road to this video's release, including that Skype conversation I had with Lily Peet, there were a couple of interesting things that happened up to the point that I uploaded the video. Like, I mean, a lot of people said that Lily Peet isn't going to like what I'm doing, but as I already stated, Lily Peet really wasn't bothered by this. If anyone was bothered by this, it was Biter and Mage, and they found out about this through a friend on Skype, and they told me, they gave me advice that before I go through with this, that I should show this to Biter to, make sure that nothing unpleasant or incorrect is going on. So after a couple of misunderstandings, it was a little bit hard at first, I finally got to show Biter the thing, and he showed Mage the thing, and I've talked with both of them separately on it. Biter, he left notes on the thing, and he was just saying what he didn't like about this and what he didn't like about that, and I completely understand why Biter wouldn't like a video like this. And Mage was concerned that I might have done something too personal, and that I shouldn't think of Lily as somebody below me. I should think of her as an equal. And that's not the mindset that I had when I was making the production behind this video. Mainly, they wanted to make sure that I was willing to show Lily Peet the respect that they would show for me. And despite how over the top and ridiculous that video was, I'd like to believe that I have been respecting Lily Peet. Like, I've shown that I respect the person that I roasted. Like, I literally opened with a disclaimer to if you're going to make a comment referring to Lily Peet, please refer to her as female. And even the comments for the trailer, I kept getting a bunch of people in the comment section referring to her as Jerry and him, and I just don't think that's right. I just keep telling them, please refer to her as a female, because it's like I said earlier, there's not liking someone, and then there's spiting them, and a lot of people in the comment section were just spiting her in the comment sections of both videos, and I didn't want to create that kind of environment in the comment section, or at least I didn't want that kind of environment to build up in my absence. So whenever I got a comment, I would just tell them to please refer to her as a female if they made the mistake of referring to her as him or Jerry or whatever, because it's just not a respectable thing to do to not respect a transgender for how they see themselves. I mean, if you want to dislike a transgender person for their attitude and how they handle problems, that's understandable, but showing a disregard for transgender people all over by refusing to refer to them as how they identify themselves, I don't know, that's just really not right. And I just don't think it's right that people are still doing that, and yeah, it's sad. Oh, and I should probably say this before I forget, for those who have been stating it in the comment sections, yes, this roast that I did is loosely or mostly based on Razor Fist's review of Batman Arkham Knight. Like, if you went there and came back here, you would hear a lot of similarities, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to bash me for not coming up with something on my own, but I'm just thinking to myself, if you're gonna copy someone, then copy someone who makes entertaining content, and someone that you would be very enthusiastic at copying. Like, I just think, I see these videos by Razor Fist, and the way he puts so much energy into whatever he's doing, like, for what it's worth, he puts a lot of energy into this stuff, and he makes it really entertaining to watch. And I figured if I was going to do the same thing as him, I would try to make it as enthusiastic and entertaining as possible. And even if I'm not coming up with anything by myself, I think the way that I managed to tie in all of those references to Razor Fist's video with all of the things that I would say about Lily Peet's video that I myself am not really okay with, I think I managed to combine the two really well, and I think it all came together in a way that was well-paced, all the jokes were well-timed, and the energy was very fluid. And I'm sure even at this point, a lot of people are still wondering what I think of Lily Peet myself, and so many people keep turning Lily Peet into a subject of conversation, and no matter how you slice it, yeah, Lily Peet has done a lot of things that it just has rubbed so many people off the wrong way. And personally, I don't want to get involved in any of that stuff. Like, I don't want to get into conversations about how, oh, Lily Peet is a really, really bad person. Like, I don't want to get involved in that. I just want to avoid that. And the sad part about that is Lily Peet, I think, is a very capable analyst. Like, when she makes a good point, she makes a very, very good point. And often, a couple of times, she has made very good points. Like, even after going through all of her videos and finding things that I didn't like about her content, I still found things that really stuck out. Like, I was watching this Down with Celestia video while I was looking for something to use for the roast, and she pretty much nailed it. She went through all of the things that pretty much make Celestia an incompetent ruler of her own country. And even before watching that video, I kind of got the idea that Celestia was horrible at ruling over her own country. Like, think about all the things that she just couldn't stop. Like, Twilight had to stop all of these horrible things that would have destroyed all of civilization. And I think the episode that pretty much confirmed this was the cutie remark, because in every single one of those possible futures, Equestria was left in a state of discord and destruction, and it's highly implied that Celestia wasn't able to do anything about any of these things, which I'm sure is bound to piss off Anthony C. And the hard part of making this roast was, it wasn't so much finding the visuals that would be best suited for it, it was the recording of my voice that I really, really had to do over and over and over again. Like, every time I made a mistake or a crack in my voice, because that tends to happen when I'm recording, that kind of explains why I get my reviews out so late. I mean, if I wanted to, I would get my reviews out the day the episode airs. Like, this would be Dr. Wolf levels of getting your review out fast. I just had to redo so many lines over and over and over again until I finally got the whole thing out perfectly. And, if you noticed a couple of tidbits where it sounds like a lot of sentences are going by so fast that it's hard to tell when one ends or if too many of them are too close together. That was a result of my editing of the audio. And I also wanted it to be the point of the video that it would have incredibly fast pacing, like really fast editing where I would be talking really fast, like I'm going from this point to this point so fast. And I think that's where a lot of its comedic strength lies. Like, there is so much energy and it's going by so quickly, like you can barely wrap your head around what's going on. And before you can figure out what's going on here, as something over here is being thrown at you, and I think that's one of the factors that I really liked taking inspiration from Razorfist's typical video game reviews. And lastly, I had a little bit of trouble with the credits at the end. Like, I don't know what it is about Windows Movie Maker when you try to get the credits out in high definition, like they kind of scramble, and I kind of had to redo it a couple of times, and even after I got it out the way that I felt like it would be best, I still had to redo the credits because I forgot to include One Piece as a credit, and I forgot to put a space between Mage and another credit that I was using. In fact, I'm going to right out admit that the credits portion of the video was rushed. Like, I didn't put in what any of the content was from or who it was owned by. I just put in, oh, I used this, I used that, I used this, I used that. You want to know where it came from? Figure it out for yourself. Just search it up on Google. And another tricky thing was, I kind of had a hard time figuring out which color would be best. I tried to use different colors for the credits, and they all just seemed to blend in too much. For whatever reason, I managed to get red out the most before someone told me that I should have used, like, a light blue, and yeah, I should have used a light blue. That would have fit in a lot better at the end credits. But on the upside, I didn't have to worry about doing the opening because someone already did an animation for it. And I'm very thankful that they did that for me, and I credited them in the credits because I really wasn't sure how I would be able to fit all of a bunch of Lily Peet clips with Live and Learn. I kind of liked, despite how cheap it was, I kind of liked the idea that this fan-made opening was going for that I used for the video. Like, it was just a background layer with the characters that were being featured in the video, and I thought it was good enough. And I really liked the font of the the title card that was used. And speaking of which, I was actually kind of stuck on what would I use for a thumbnail. And I was on Skype talking with a friend, Artistic Passion, and she said that she could do the thumbnail for me, and I just loved the way it came out. The lighting and the colors and the positions and poses of all of the characters. It was just so great. I just really loved the way that thumbnail came out. I think it's one of my favorite thumbnails that I've ever used for any video just because the timing was so great. It came out at just the right time, and it was made at just the right time. I even thought it was kind of funny with Lily Peet wearing a shirt in the foreground with a heroic Superman pose, and the shirt says, "I'm awesome," which kind of pokes fun at her ego. And with me and Oki in the background just giving annoyed expressions. I think that it was just a great touch of humor. A great touch of humor in that thumbnail. That's why I loved it so much. Oh my god, look at the length of this audio. I believe I've talked about everything that I could talk about, and I would like to thank everybody who gave me something in preparation for, this roast. Manga Kamen, thank you for that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX clip. Artistic Passion, thank you for that thumbnail. Zelf101, thank you for that fan opening. And thank you, everyone who watched that video and enjoyed it. I'm glad that I was able to put together something that you enjoyed spending your time seeing. And remember, I'm going to be at Anime Midwest this upcoming weekend, so if you would like to see me in person, feel free to drop by. Thank you for watching this, and be sure to take care of yourselves. MisAnthro Pony, over and out.